Howdy, 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 my name's Anachi Sasuke. Welcome back to Let's Play Hiveswap Friendship Simulator. I'm going to try to be talking a little bit louder than usual because my neighbors decided it's time to throw sheet metal around. Probably because my neighbors are auto mechanics. Didn't see that one coming when I started doing this a couple years ago. But that being said, I don't really have time to wait for the sound of the sheet metal to stop because I have things to do. But before we begin, I have two things. One, I had a dream that there was a series of Homestuck videos I was doing that I just stopped and people got mad at me, and I don't know what it was, but I know there is one I did stop that I don't think people got mad at me, but I did find out people actually were watching those, and I stopped because I was getting bored with them. I thought you guys were getting bored with them. It was the reading the extended Zodiac thing. So if it turns out you guys want me to actually do that, if for no other reason than it might help me understand all these people in this game a bit better, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'm probably going to continue being bored with it and then never return to that. So, today we're going to be doing the other half of, I believe this is volume 12? Because volume 13 should be coming out this Friday. And I can see that being the last one because 13, 413, Homestuck, nah. So, got it, blah, 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 friendship! And here we have Torona Kasund, which seems simple enough to say, and boy howdy do they look like they might be unhinged, but aren't they all? Like Senora Christmas Tree Head. So, here you are, in jail. In jail? What happened? You always knew you would end up here eventually, but you were expecting a human jail, not this. It all happened so fast. You were waltzing down another Alternian street in search of friends when you heard the telltale sound of machinery behind you, and before you could escape, some giant metal drone with a rocket ass scooped you up and flew away with you. You're honestly surprised that the drone didn't execute you on sight. They've tried to do that before, after all. Perhaps your numerous shenanigans have grown so vast and ridiculous, someone wants to see you in person before you die, if only to have the chance to ask you, what the fuck? In any case, you aren't complaining. Not about being brought in alive, at least. You have plenty of other things to complain about, though. This cell sucks. It's hard, and cold, and full of this gross-looking moss that could probably kill you since everything else on this planet sure can. There's a couple of patchwork holes in the back wall of your cell, which aren't enough to wriggle your way out through, but are enough to let in the light from outside, which is bad because the sun makes people do the die on this planet. You've been in here since a few hours before dawn, and now it's midday, which means scorching rays of sunlight are already streaming their way into your cell and forcing you to dart around to the shadiest spots as the sun makes its way across the sky. As if that weren't enough, it's also hammering rain outside, which really isn't doing much to stymie the sunlight, and you think the rain might be acidic too! Fun! Intermingled with the rain, you've been hearing some sounds coming from other rooms. Interrogations, maybe? Torture? Whatever it is, you are not a fan. And would somebody please fix the leak in the roof? If you have to listen to one more drop of water exploding onto the floor like a nuclear fucking bomb, your shit is going to take an extended sabbatical from the handle. To conclude, it's not great. You'd like out. Right now, preferably. Now? Oh, god damn it. You were hoping that someone would conveniently appear in time with your internal monologue, but no such luck. Woo, okay, woo, there she is. Your new savior is small. Probably the smallest troll you've met so far. I recognize this music. With the possible exception of Amicia, and she looks about as young as Amicia as well. She's got wild pigtails sprouting from her head and a twitchy look in her eye, like she's going to start sprinting the second she hears a sound. She opens her cell door with a creak and gestures down the hallway with a quick jerk of her head. Is she one of the lawyers? Come on! With me now, quickly! Head down, keep quiet. No asking questions. Let's ask questions. Wait. You have so many questions. Which of your many lovely friends was willing to help you escape? Who is she? What's her deal? How does she know? She shushes you, and her eyes narrow into an appraising squint as she looks you over. Not too bright, huh? Figures. Listen, I don't have time to explain, and I'm not putting my neck out any further, so here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna run, not too far out, because you don't want to wind up in undead territory. Undead territory? Stick to the city, find a nice hiding place, and keep your head down. See ya! She rather forcibly stuffs what appears to be a military-grade umbrella into your hand and shoves you out a back door into the rain and sunlight. When you turn to protest, the lock on the door clicks shut and you're stuck outside. What was that she said about undead? It's a hell of a game over. Also, industrial-grade umbrellas. I kind of figured asking questions when she said no questions was going to result in a game over, because that's how that do, you know? But, click the crazy looking person. Fast forward through the bitching. Follow. You follow her down the hallway, keeping quiet as instructed, even though you have so many questions you want to ask her. Questions like, what's her name, what her name is, or where you are, or why they haven't fixed the fucking leak in the roof. Instead, you just hurry closely behind as she takes you to a stairwell in the back of the building and up multiple flights of stairs. Peeking out the window of each door you pass, you see what seems to be an evidence locker, and then a row of tightly packed cubicles, and then a long winding hallway. A long and winding hall. This is where she opens the door and ushers you through. The hallway is full of electronically locked doors with troll signs on them, the overwhelming majority of which are Teal, so they are lawyers. The only other presence here seems to be automated cleaning robots. You are unsurprised to see that troll Roombas come with their knives pre-attached. Meanwhile, she punches a series of numbers and letters into the keypad beside one of the doors, bearing her sign and a name, and then slips inside and you follow. Tiny lawyer. Woo! Here we are! My hive away from Hive. You can be a bit louder now, but no shouting! That'd just be weird as hell, buddy. Oh, and my name's Torona, by the way. You politely refrain from shouting as you introduce yourself to her. Torona pulls up a chair and sits down at her husk top, tapping at some keys. Do we know they're called husk tops yet? So what's up with this picture on the wall? It looks like Aku by way of hard hair. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna go ahead and access your files in our system. Shouldn't be too hard to find since you're a weird alien, and yep! Here we go, that's what we're looking for. Time to make a few edits. She leans in, fingers flying quickly over the keys. She's absurdly fast on a keyboard, her eyes darting back and forth across the screen. Now, normally I wouldn't pull anything this risky, and I certainly wouldn't be helping out a criminal, but I have it on a good source that you're not the kind of person we should be letting rot in a cell, or worse. Right now, you're in our system on a lot of weird and serious offenses, but you and we know the only thing you really guilty of is trying to keep your head and shoulders attached, yeah? Just gonna click here, delete a few things, and there we go! You're clean. Wow! Just like that, huh? You thank her profusely and even begin to consider groveling at her feet, but she cuts you off. Listen, I'm just doing the grunt work for you. Wasn't really my decision to spring you. Let's just say you and I have a mutual friend, wink wink nudge nudge. I run errands for him sometimes in exchange for information, and I just happen to be pulling it all day over here. Anyway, so I was in the right place at the right time. This mutual friend of yours sounds like a dead ringer for Malik. Wow! Knowing a cerulean in high places is already paying some great dividends. It beats our data, at least. All you got from her was some really weird DMs on Chitter from her stream followers. Anyway, speaking of being in the right place, what is this place anyway? This place is, well, it's a lot of things. Jail and courthouse and office and a whole lot more. Basically, if you're a Teal looking to learn how to do Teal things, this is where you go for a hands-on internship. I think that said internship. Most of it is law-related, of course, but there's a couple of semi-related fields for the go-getters looking to do something a little different. Or the getter? Yeah, it is go-getters. Wow. I'm reading this a lot more smoothly than I feel like I should be able to. Like me! Yep! I bet you're just dying to know what I get up to in these hallowed halls, don't you? Surely a brilliant mind like Miss Kasun is doing some real important work here, is what I bet you're thinking, and you're absolutely correct, my friend. Feast your gander bulbs on this! A few clicks of the wriggly bulbous mouse in her husktop loads up several images. You glance at the screen, and the recognition center your brain goes haywire with dopamine. Alien culture or not, you know memes when you see them. God, you missed memes. Check it out! As she's doing the finger thing. They're a little corny, but I know Trisa's gonna love them. She's a real sucker for this kind of thing. One of them is an image macro featuring Trisa doing her makeup with the caption, "Trisa's so hot, rebels are so not." Another seems to feature troll brains, or at least you hope they're brains, of varying sizes and hemocolors. Being a rebel is a small maroon brain, sympathizing with the rebels is the medium-sized olive brain, and worshipping Trisa is the giant purple brain. And Trisa is... who? These ones will be going up on the web soon, but for now, I've got plenty of other memes circulating. See, I made a bunch of fake Chitter accounts and got some Teachy Troll to automate them for me. Techie Troll, he was hyped out the excitement to do some work on Trista's behalf, I tell you. Some of these accounts just pretend to be regular trolls, and others are best jokes, nightly, big, funny, relatable laugh humor, you know. They're cracking up the follows as we speak. And the point of them is to put these treasure memes out there? That's how you get them! You start with a couple of innocuous jokes and cute pervies pics, and then BAM! Suddenly you're spreading the good word of the Empire and everyone accepts it because your Twitter account is so funny and hip. I call it memaganda. It's gonna be the next big thing, I tell you. It does seem like a pretty clever way of spreading propaganda, really effective on today's modern youth. It also deeply unnerves you, but you leave that part out. There's just something wrong about memes being used for evil. Thank you, thank you! So glad someone appreciates all the hard work I'm doing here instead of just brushing me off. I've had to do a lot of overtime putting out propaganda for the Empire lately. Just between you and me. Although this ain't exactly much of a secret anymore. There's talk of a rebellion brewing, like a real, actual, big-scale one, instead of just a bunch of high-bloods getting paranoid because a Burgundy looked at them funny. It's pretty scary, actually, and I hope I won't get swept up in all of it if something nasty. Wait. Sorry, the reason I just slowed down and froze is I believe this month, I don't remember when this month, but this month is a year ago Hiveswap Act 2 came out. And the further into the FriendSim we've gotten, the more people have been talking about the rebellion, which is what Hiveswap Act 2 is supposed to be about. Anyway. Yeah, that's the vibe you've been getting. You're about to ask for more info about this rebellion when she cuts you off and keeps rambling on. Seems like she's got a lot to say. You get the impression that nobody else here listens to her, possibly because she's still so young compared to most of them. But saving you from a jail cell is a good way to get you to pay attention. But here's the thing, despite being a whole lot of potential trouble, it's also a great opportunity to show the Empire just how invaluable my skill set will be for them. See, I've got it all planned out. First, I need to prove to Trizza how useful and clever I am, and how helpful I can be to her regime. Then when Trizza comes of age, she'll dethrone the current Empress and take her place. Most trolls love Trizza, and those who don't are gonna get themselves killed real quick, so I'm sure they'll have plenty of support when the time comes for their duel. Once she's in full power, I'll stack myself a nice position as her propaganda minister, and if I'm real lucky, I can wheedle my way into being assistant to His Honorable Tyranny himself. His Honorable Tyranny? You don't think you've heard of this guy before? You assume he's a particularly high-ranking troll in the legislative process? Oh, no, he's just a fuck-off huge monster who passes judgment on criminals by eating them. Or eating anyone who bugs him, really. He presides over particularly noteworthy trials, especially at the Extreme Court. In retrospect, you should have known. If monsters can be parents, then they can surely be judges too, but, what exactly is the appeal there? Who wouldn't want to be big and handsome and strong enough to devour anyone who annoys you? It's the perfect life, I tell ya! Fair? As it stands, since I can't be him, I can at least be his best buddy and most perfect little helper. And besides, doing all the behind-the-scenes work is a lot safer than trying to actually hunt down and prosecute criminals, I'll tell you that much. I mean, yeah, he might eat me, but that's just a normal workplace safety hazard, really. Nothing I can't handle. She really does have it all planned out, doesn't she? You're impressed. Thank you! But I can't do it alone. I'm gonna need some help along the way from a very talented and clever associate or two. I bet you know who I'm talking about. Her Lessus? Her classmates? No, dummy! Here I am trying to butter you up and it flies right over your think pan. I'm talking about you! I need your help! And I think after bailing you out of that jam, I've earned it, wouldn't you say? The old rake my claws down your back, rake yours down mine dealy, you know? Troll idioms are still as inscrutable as ever, but you do know a thing or two about claws and about helping people to earn their good graces. What you need. You ever hear the old adage, Teals talk? And well, a lot of Teals have been talking about the strange alien going around getting all buddy-buddy with the cast? The way I see it, someone like that just might know how to get into their offices and dig up some dirt on them and their potential rebel connections. I keep saying they should start shelling out for gander scam tech, but nobody ever listens to me. No way, no how. A regular old password system ought to be enough, right? Ha! They wished, yeah, they really wish those locks were as secure as they think they are. You can figure out the codes, no problem, I'm sure. What do you say, pal? How's about you help me help the Empire and root out the rebel scum? Ugh. You're not particularly keen on betraying your friends, but you do owe Tirona a favor now, and you'd love to make another pal while you're at it. There's gotta be some way you can maneuver your way out of this mess. You know, sure, you'll offer some help. If you're gonna hit up someone's office, it should be... I know Tagora and Tazayas are good people, but I have no recollection of having ever seen someone named Tagiri, so let's go with that. Oh! Oh, my bad. After mulling it over for a while, you decide Tagiri is the safest choice. Sure, he's the guy with a sword, but he's also by far the least likely to harbor rebel sympathies, so you won't be getting anyone in trouble here. Yeah, Tagiri, now that's an interesting choice, I tell you what! He's always sucking up to the purples and trying to make himself look cool and knowledgeable about law stuff. They think he'd be clean, but maybe it's a front! I'm working on a video about rebel sympathies right now, actually, and that's one of my big bold points that I go over. How sometimes the guy who's trying too hard to look like he's on the level is actually as far off the level as it gets. So yeah, let's see what this guy's hiding, don't we? Mostly going over to his door, you consider the keypad. It shouldn't be a hard password to guess. It's gotta be the name of one of his favorite animes, right? You punch one in and nope, a buzzer sounds. Try another and nada. But to your light, the door clicks and begins to slide open after your third anime title. You glance over your shoulder to see Torona beaming at you from right behind you and then turn back to the door and yikes! A katana comes swinging out towards you on a wire and you narrowly dive out of the way before it connects and crashes to the floor in the process. You groan and stagger back to your feet and hear a familiar voice from a speaker in Tagiri's room. Foolish evildoer, did you really think it would be that simple? You've fallen into my trap! Your three pitiful guesses were all it took to seal your doom. Not that it's going to do you any good while you bleed out on the floor. Sayonara, trespasser. The message seems to cut off there, but then there's some muffled sounds like a microphone being moved. What do you think, Tadashi? It's going to look so cool when I show off to all my colleagues. You breathe a sigh of relief. That katana was aimed right at your head. You almost got skewered. Talk about a close one, right, Torona? Torona? Oh. Well, that's game over number 2. So we can only go up from here because it's 2 bad, 1 good. Unless what Pumpkin has decided to screw with me again, and there's going to be like 4 bad ones and then 1 good one. So Torona died. First we got sent to the undead, and then Torona died. So follow. That's a lot of blah, blah. But I like Tazayas. He gave me clothes, and I don't really remember what Tazayas is. I think the one with the coffee, and I think Tagora is the one who gave me clothes. But let's go with Tagora because I'm pretty sure Tazayas definitely is in the rebel thing. Oh yeah, it's a good idea. He's real smart and a good talker, and he's always got the latest gossip. So you think he'd be my kind of guy? But he's also such a sleaze, like a real creepy creepster. Not to mention he charges out the sniff tube for all his info. No thanks, I'll handle it myself. Oh, but imagine the scandals if he turned out to be a rebel all along. I really hope we find something on him, hee. Or here. After some leet hacking that is punching his wriggling day into the keypad, the door to his office clicks open. The two of you slip inside and you glance around. You're immediately reminded of his hive. Almost eerily reminded of it, in fact. Did he just order copies of all the same minimalist aesthetic furniture and have them sent to his office? That's... well, you don't know exactly what that is, but it's certainly impressive. You know, I'm not sure if that face is regulation. Take a picture of it just in case, will you? Sure thing, and if you happen to accidentally delete the picture later, well, actually, you have accidentally deleted a bunch of pictures before. Figuring out your troll phone has been an ordeal. You line up your camera to take the shot and oh, fuck. As you're about to press the button, your phone received an incoming call, and you ended up hitting the answer call button, and see, now you're going to be trapped in a social encounter that you weren't prepared for. No! Wait, it's just Tagora. That's no problem at all. He's gregarious and easy to talk to, and you're standing in his office. Fuck! Again! Torona's out. During one of your most practiced everything is perfectly fine expression, you try to angle the camera so he can't tell where you are. My apologies for bothering you on such short notice. I recently learned through the grapevine that you may have been responsible for certain changes in Zagisi's attitude as of late. I thought it might be prudent to let you know that... wait, is that my office? Did you break into my office? No! God, no! It's not his office, it's just, an office that coincidentally happens to look exactly like his? His face has been frozen mid-smile, and now it slowly seems to twist until the smile doesn't look nearly as friendly or genuine as it did a moment ago. He starts to laugh, little raspy chuckles under his breath. I see! More the fool I was to ever believe I could trust a fellow liar. Does this Galax work? Nah, it can't be. He doesn't do that kind of subterfuge. It was all just a game to you. Yes, that must be it. Of course it was. You're not here to make friends. What? No! That's exactly what you're here to do. The bills I so graciously forewent for your sake. Huh! Well, no matter. You can expect a very hefty invoice to arrive via email as soon as I finish typing it up. No, please, no! It doesn't have to end this way. You were just trying to secure another friendship. He knows how it goes, right? Saying or doing anything for a bit of social gain? Oh, but of course. And I will be very happy to continue our business relationship in the future, once I've been reimbursed in full for my time and expenditures. Farewell. As the car on his face disappears, the friendly little "whew" sound that Gripe makes cannot possibly underscore the finality and tragedy of the situation. Your heart truly is broken. But hey, at least you can trade one friend for another, right? Now that she's seen what you're willing to sacrifice for her, surely Torona will... Torona? Ah, shit. At some point while you were distracted, you made a break for it. Now you're left with a naught but a hefty fine and an ache in your chest where friendship used to be. So that's 3 bad endings. Let's see if there is a 4th one. I don't want to do this because I know Tezias is a rebel sympathizer. It's a bad scene, man. Fast forward. Follow. Tezias. It's gotta be Tezias. She runs a tight, if sleep-deprived ship. You'll give it a good try. Fail to find anything useful, and Torona will appreciate your attempt. Tezias, huh? Yeah, she's got that vibe to her, you know? She talks a lot about improving the justice system, and what kind of person does that, huh? A rebel sympathizer, that's who! The alternative justice system has worked just fine for hundreds of sweeps! The only person who ought to be proposing changes is Trizza herself, but obviously there's nothing to change or she'd have done it already. Anyway, this is Tizzy's door right over here, so why don't you start working your magic? An idea comes to you. Start tapping away at your phone, much to Torona's chagrin. Ah! Hey buddy, we're trying to break into someone's office. This is no time to play Flappy Talon Screecher. Flappy Bird. You explain that you're looking up Tezias on your phone to consolidate information and improve your chance of guessing your password. Whoopsie, sorry, I'm just a little antsy here, I guess. Haha, carry on! Turning to the keypad, you start inputting your guesses. You try the birthday listed on Tezias' Shitter profile, nope. Even the name of her mate spread doesn't work. Then something clicks. Everyone expects a long, complex password, right? You just try 2 paltry digits instead. 69. Click! The light goes green and the door to her office slides open. Bingo! It's a nice office. Is that troll Weird Owl in the background? Feeling pretty chipper about your breaking and entering skills, you usher Torona inside with an exaggerated bow. She cackles and skips right in, making her way over to a hustop sitting on Tezias' crowded desk. There's papers and old mugs lying around everywhere, and the rest of the room is about as disorganized as the desk, with towering stacks of books threatening to collapse if you so much as breathe wrong. The Empire already monitors online communications, of course, but we've got the tools for those sneaky sneaks who try to hide things off the cloud. Torona produces a small device bright red with gold accents and plugs it into what appears to be a USB slot on the husktop. It wriggles upsettingly. I'll go through her files and you start looking through all those books and folders, okay? You offer her a thumbs up and turn your attention to the absolutely massive pile of literature that is strewn about throughout the office. You're not really giving it your full effort, hesitant to pry into Tezias' stuff, but you get the sense that she isn't hiding anything here anyway. Behind you, Torona is clicking through the folders on the husktop, the exasperation in her voice steadily growing. Useless school-feeding assignments! Copies of court transcripts, bunch of nudes! It's all just normal Teal stuff. There's nothing incriminating here at all. Where is she hiding it? Her pulls away from the husktop and dives into the stack of books with the gusto of a small child in a ball pit, rifling through pages as quickly as she can. Is it too long before she gives up that pursuit too, emerging from the pile and a shower of loose pages? Ah! I can't find any evidence of wrongdoings anywhere! No hidden folders on her husktop, no secret stash between the pages of a book, nothing! She stalks back and forth, pacing around the room and scratching at her face absent-mindedly. Maybe there just isn't anything to find. Is that so bad? Yes! If she's not bad, it's super bad! Blah! Look, see? I'm not big and I'm not strong, and even if I get a growth spurt when I'm older, it won't change that I don't like to fight! That's just not what I'm cut out to do. I'm a thinker and a listener and a talker. Knowledge is power, and the only kind of power I'm good with. It's the only kind that'll keep me in the game! Everyone's gotta play nice and get off my case because they know always got the dirt. But all these shifty, crafty Teal jerks keep trying to hide all their secrets from me. I'm gonna be hooped? What is hooped? If I can't get one over on them. Torona yanks at her pigtails and slumps down against the wall, looking as frazzled as ever you've seen her. This calls for a pep talk. You sit down across from her and offer a gentle smile. You know where she's coming from. When you came here, you were a mess. You still kinda are. All you had was your guts, your mind, and your goofy charisma. You've been blundering your way across the planet, but somewhere in between all the blundering, you made friends. You gained skills. You figured out how to keep on surviving, even when it seemed impossible. If you can do it, she can too. Sure, she may not be as big as strong as she'd like. She won't always win. Sometimes there's gonna be days like today where she doesn't succeed. But she's got this spark in her. You can see it. That tells you she'll be just fine as long as she keeps her head up and tries to hang in there. Jordan perks right up. Your motivational speech game is really on the ball lately. Yeah! Yeah! You're right! This might have been a bust, but I sure ain't! I've already got all kinds of connections and pals and skills. I mean, the guy I run those errands for, he says I'm one of the smartest and cleverest Teals he's ever met. And that I'm really mature for my age and... You'll never find out what else he says because you're interrupted by the sci-fi whoosh of the office door opening as Tazai steps through. There's a long, awkward pause before she raises an eyebrow at Torona. Now, just what in the hell are you two doing in my office? Torona begins a stammering response, but Tazai jerks her head towards the door. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to get out right now. Yeah, if you could get out of my office, that'd be great. She turns to you. Not you. You, we need to have a chat. Torona flashes you a terrified look before scurrying out of the room, door sliding shut behind her. Tazai glances at the door, then pulls you towards the most secluded corner of the room where books are piled so high they practically reach the ceiling. She speaks in a low, hushed whisper, a good idea because you bet a troll buck or two that Torona's listening outside the door. Hey, so... that was some good thinking, texting me as soon as you got your palm husk back. You shrug humbly. You're getting good at leveraging your bountiful stockade of friends. I wonder what she thinks I'm gonna do to you. There's a lot of rumors about me. Most of them are untrue. But when you look as tired as I do every day, trolls whisper. She chuckles lightly and takes a sip of water before sighing. I can't believe she thought I'd be dumb enough to keep incriminating documents in my office. She must be getting real desperate to prove herself. This is exactly my point about how fucked up it is here. Everyone trying to climb over each other out out of the muck and pull the rest down like shell scullers in a seafood storage device. Poor girl. Crabs in a cage? She thinks she's got everyone in the palm of her hand, but she's being played as much as any of the rest of us schmucks. Another sigh. You feel like sighing may as well be Sazaya's second quirk. But you've already heard enough from me about all that. Go pretend I chewed you the fuck out or something. I need to reorganize all this shit now that she ruined my old system. Her office looks far better organized than it did when you walked in, actually, but you're not about to split hairs over it when his eyes just bailed you out of a potential disaster. You thank her, give her a quick hug, and then slip out of the office. Torona nearly falls over herself, stumbling away from the door where she was clearly trying to listen in. Whoa! You're here and still alive and in one piece! That must have been a real close one. You know what she does to people who cross her, right? Well, I'll give you a hint how it starts with disembowelment and only gets worse from there, uh-huh. How'd you make it out? Oh, you know, talking your way out of a jam. It's a total breeze. Torona seems starry-eyed and impressed. You sure do know how to handle yourself, especially for a weird alien. I think you and I ought to stick together. Technically, you don't owe me anything anymore, but us little people gotta work best in numbers, yeah? You could use a friend like me! You smile, basking in the now familiar glow of camaraderie. Yeah, you could use a friend like her. And you think she could use a friend like you, too. Cue the Robin Williams! You did good, kid. You did good. So, that about does it for this episode of Let's Play Hiveswap Friendship Simulator. In the next episode, it's probably going to be Volume 13. Or maybe Act 2 of Hiveswap will come out. I doubt it. But you can dream. We shouldn't, but we can. That's what we do. So, this has been Anashi Sasuke. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, a like and a subscribe would be groovy. If you didn't, you need to do either one of those things. And I will see y'all in the next one. Later.